Now comes the questions, the genuine ones. If a certain circular was released a couple of years ago, why it wasn't properly circulated? Why no student had a previous information that a circular like this existed? Leave about the students. Why even the administration had no clue about this circular? Why it wasn't circulated widely? Why it was conveyed to every college, every student, and every organization of the AYUSH fraternity? Why? Okay, let's even assume the circular was circulated to all the colleges. Okay, then why didn't the colleges inform the students? How come no one knows about this? How come no student has prior information about this? If a certain circular was circulated, and why did many colleges suggest that to students to write the first year supply exams during the second year final exams and to write the second year final papers in the second year supplementary papers, suggesting that if you do like this, if you follow this method, that they will be having no tension of backlogs while they write the third year final exams? Why did they have to do this? They could have just said to apply them both the first year supply subjects and the second year final exam subjects. They could have said this, right? So the students followed this method, which led to their present situation. If colleges had the knowledge about a certain circular released by the university, they could have advanced against it, right? So the students could have write the both the first year supply papers and the second year finals papers together, and they wouldn't have ended up in a situation they are in today, right? Important thing to note this is, if the student has followed this method, like to apply for both the first year supplementary paper and the second year paper during the time of second year finals with the regular students, even if they had failed, in worst case, even if they had failed, they could have cleared the second year papers in the second year supplementary time. But today they could have got to write the third year exams. Question number 3, the most important thing. Why did the university officials didn't give the clear picture when the students approached them? Why did they have to make false promises? Why did they have to push the students into constant dilemma? Why did they have to do this? They could have just said no at the beginning, that they will not be allowed to write the exams because of a certain circular. Then our batch was supposed to write the NEET exams in the month of May, but it was pushed to October due to the COVID lockdown. Okay, then the admissions, which was supposed to take place in the September of every year, like for all the regular batches in the according to the academic calendar, happened for us in the month of March. So our admission to our UG was that only was delayed by 6 months. Okay, then our first year final exams and second year final exams were postponed for 2 to 3 times, and now this situation. So for those 500 to 600 students, now the academic calendar will be pushed by at least 4 to 5 months, because they will be having the supplementary exams in the month of July or August, which will be after 4 to 5 months. Okay, so the UG, the undergraduate course for us, which was supposed to be completed in 5.5 years, now will be pushed to around 6.5 or even 7 years. Okay, considering the delay in the entrance exam during COVID time and considering the current situation for those 500 to 600 students. So if UG alone takes around 6.5 to 7 years to complete, then what about the students who have big aspirations to do PG or DM, like super specialty and all? What about their aspirations? Who will compensate this? The university? The college administration? Who have failed the students at all levels? Will they come and compensate this? The time the students have wasted? The time and efforts of the students which went in vain? Now comes the next part of the video. Who will care about you? Okay, I'll take 3 instances, okay, to give you a perfect picture of how our ecosystem is. 1, the Supreme Court, the apex judging body of this country, order which states that BMS practitioners are not allowed to get equal salary as par with the MBBS doctors. Who came during when this judgment was passed? Have any review petitions were filed in the court? Have any organization came forward to protest? Have any organization at least did some social media trend to create an awareness about this? No one came forward. Second instance, when there were frequent raids going on the clinics of AYUSH doctors, who came? Again, the answer is no one. Third instance, this particular instance will tell how exactly our ecosystem is, how weak we are, how disorganized we are. Okay, so currently the RS7 scheme, that is revised scheme 7, is going for the students. So even if the administration decide to draft another scheme and to propose it very next year or between the academic calendar, no one will question it. Next exam was proposed to MBBS students of this year. Even their registrations were open. Okay, even the registrations are open, and they were also this practice tests were scheduled. When they then when they protested all over the social media and certain places, and the next exam was taken back and postponed to almost 3 to 4 years for the 24-25 batch, I guess. But the same next exam was proposed to the BMS students who completed their internship after December 2023. Okay, it was a sudden notice, and there was no clear guidelines on how the exams will be, how much will be their marks, what are the criteria to pass. whatever. These were the same lines given by the MBBS students to cancel the next exam. These were the same lines because it clearly didn't state anything, and there was no clear ways of instruction or the certain ways of preparing, prescribed ways for preparing for that exam. Okay, these are the same lines used by them to get this exam cancelled for them and push it for next to 4 to 5 years. But the same exam was proposed for us. Okay, the two from the current final years, the two for current final year exam students. Sorry, final year batch students. Okay, but no one questioned about this. This is the humorous thing about our ecosystem. No one questioned about this. No one asked what are the guidelines, what are the terms and conditions, why it was proposed suddenly, why can't it start with a new batch so that they get to practice the MCQs or whatever the test is based on. If it's MCQs, the current RS6 or RS5 batches doesn't even have MCQs. So there's no prior preparation for them to write that exam, to face that exam. So, but why no one questioned it? Because our ecosystem is very weak as of today. Okay, these are the few instances to make it clear that there's no one who will come for you when you are in a problem. When you are in a problem and when you are an AYUSH student. Okay, then let's discuss certain bodies, what's their functions and whether they'll come in support of you or not. First thing, government colleges. They can't question or take matter into their own hands because they are government bodies. They are run by the government. And second thing, they won't get paid to do this. Their salaries weren't to do or initiate any such movements. Then comes the private colleges. For the private colleges, you are just a source of money for the next 5.5 years since the date you joined. They'll try to milk money from you in any ways possible, be it donation fee, development fee, fines, hostel, coming to hostel if it's delayed, a fine for that. If a mess bill is paid late, fine for that. They'll fine you in any way possible. Okay. Then comes the organization. A question for you guys before we discuss about these organizations. Okay. Many such organizations in Ayurveda conduct conferences. My question is, the topics we don't study in college, in the class, will we go to the conferences to get the knowledge of it? The topics which didn't hear in the class? I think it's a no, because most of the students go to the conferences to escape the stressful environment created in the college. Okay, they go to conferences as an excursion, like a trip. To ease from all the academic pressure, all the pressure at college or whatever. And the point I want to make here is, so we go to those conferences. Okay, let's assume we learn a thing or two from it. But the question is to organizations, have any single organization takes any resolution on those conferences? Any resolutions, not just taking resolutions, have they enacted it and employed it and spread it thoroughly throughout the country to benefit the Ayurvedic fraternity? Have any organization did such thing? Any answer for that? So what's the impact of these conferences? I would say barely anything. They'll take some money, they'll invite some big names of the field, they'll conduct some lectures, they'll give you some nice food and random kit to you, they'll conduct some random competitions, distribute prizes, then tata bye bye. Okay, have any of them filed review petitions in the court to challenge the certain orders given against the Ayurveda fraternity or the AYUSH fraternity? Have any of them stepped into ground and fought for us? Have any of them did groundwork? The questions list goes on. And even after this video, even you could start having questions about this. Okay, I would rather prefer groundworks like camps, awareness rallies, and protests if something is really unjust to our system. Then this stage fame works. I would prefer that. Then comes the fourth category, the social media pages, some doctors' pages. Okay, so I agree that they have to make a life on their own. They have to spread their business. They'll take some testimonials of their patient or these social media pages they create. They take out some random situation from Ayurvedic student's life and make a meme out of it and share. Okay, this is all I agree. They do it for the engagement or whatever. Okay, that's fine because it's their pages and they can do whatever they want. But the question is, all these pages, can't they raise voice against the unjust done to our system? Can't they do it? That's what the power of the social media is. That's how the MBBS students ecosystem is very strong compared to ours. It's not us against them. It's never us against them. We are allied medicines, be it Ayurveda or allopathy. The main aim of all these systems is cure. It's never against them versus us. It's always was how weak our ecosystem was and how strong their ecosystem was. Even they do this meme things, this testimonials thing and everything. But when the situation comes, when they have to fight for their rights, they will do from those pages. Whereas our pages are just using the social media for marketing themselves and not for the system. This is what the situation we are in right now.